just close your eyes, and we're actually going to do a digestion mudra. So mudra is just stuff we do with our hands, and they help open certain meridians in the body channels. And for our left hand, we're going to take our thumb, our middle finger, and our ring finger, kind of like a rock sign. And for our right hand, we're going to go ring finger and little finger. So, and then I'm just placing it wherever you're sat. Even if you're lying down, just place it so the backs of your hands are to the floor or to your legs. And I want you to slowly, a little bit, put pressure between those so that you're activating those channels. And this is just really for nourishment. We're just going to do this in the beginning. We'll let it go later. So I want you to just press those. I want you to find just like this openness. And I just kind of want you to move a little bit. Even if you're on the floor, just kind of feel in. So where are we feeling tight today? Where are we feeling a little bit stiff? Maybe in our mind, where are we feeling that's a little bit racy and a little bit chaotic? So can we start tapping into our breath? Finding that inhale up the chest wherever you are. And then I want you to take a few exhales out of the mouth. So just let it all go. And when we exhale, I want you to think about releasing something. So finding that inhale up the chest. And again, as you exhale, keep pressing the thumbs in, but release something in. Maybe the shoulders, the jaw, maybe the mind, and let yourself kind of allow gravity to take hold. So as we inhale, try and straighten wherever we are, opening up our chest, inviting this energy in. And as we exhale, the stagnant, the things that are stuck in our body, we're letting those go. So really just imagine, even if it's just one thing that you want to kind of let go of, find that space to let it go. So again, inhale, find the deepness now, create more space in the chest, and exhale. And remember, there's no right or wrong way, so just feel in. So finding that breath. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to do two more like this. And you actually notice the feeling of more oxygen in your system. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit of a count. So we're going to inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to exhale out of the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Continue this. Inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Find that lift. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Let it drop. 5, 6, 7, 8. 3 more times together. Inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Open that chest. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Let it go. 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. Surrender. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale out the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last round. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale out the mouth. Really let the last little bits go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's inhale normally. And exhale normally. And then just come to your flow. Remembering that the key point of meditation, how we stay here, is to focus back on the breath. Whenever we find a thought that comes in, we come back to our breath. And why? Because the breath is our life force. And we, a lot of the times, don't notice our breath. We don't notice that we're shallow breathing, and that shallow breath kind of acts as a little bit of a stressor. So when we breathe more deeply, we invite more oxygen, more space, more calmness, more peace in the body. And really that means we're better able to ground ourselves in times of, chaos and change. I want us to bring ourselves to our body again, keeping the breath there this whole time. I want you to feel into any areas of tightness. Again, this can also be in the mind. And then I want you to invite your breath to those spaces. So let's say I'm feeling a little bit of tightness in the shoulders. I'm finding that breath and in towards the shoulders. I'm directing it there using my sort of creative juices and flow. And as I exhale, I'm just kind of trying to let go, and maybe even a slight movement here of that space. And then again, I inhale, direct that breath somewhere else, maybe the mind, maybe my hips, anywhere where we're feeling that we're still a little bit tight. Just again, allowing a few more breaths here to find those spaces, to direct that focus and attention, and to create space in those places of tightness, of stiffness, of tension. Taking 2 more breaths, your breaths. Trying not to rush, slowing it down. We are not trying to get anywhere, but just being here. Remembering whatever comes in, we are not judging, we are sat in the role of observing. Okay. Now we're going to do a little bit of a body scan. So I want you to imagine a fire element. So imagine this fire, and in that fire is movement, is ambition. This is the fire element that pushes you to create, to explore, to challenge, to move forward. And we are going to start in the toes, in the base of the foot. And all I want you to imagine is that you're bringing that fire element in the body through the feet. And you're allowing that sort of fire to travel up through the ankles, up through the shins. Feeling strong, allowing that fire element to travel up through the thighs into the hips. Allowing it to enliven the body, to create strength, productivity. And allow this fire to move up through the hips and through the belly. And I want you to pause at the belly, and I want you to find this sort of ring of fire. And remember, there's no wrong or right, it's just your imagination. We are inviting ourselves to be invigorated by the element of fire. We are creating space in the belly because that is where our core is. We're creating fire in the belly because that is where our core is. And just like everything else, everything has a center. And then can we travel up towards the chest? And again, trying to invite more fire, trying to bring and wing the ribs out to the sides. Using your breath, using that fullness that we've created here in this practice. Just taking a few moments in the chest, inviting that up, that wing out, the fire. Maybe enlivening the things that we want out of our lives, the desires, the things we want to reach for, our goals, chasing our dreams, and bringing those into, or manifesting those into our reality. No matter how, in a way, mumbo jumbo sometimes sort of spiritual world can seem, it is proven that we can manifest the things that we think about more often, the things that we focus our attention to into our present moment. Remembering everything has a good and a bad side. So the more that we think about good things, the things that we want, the more that we connect more deeply to what it is we want, the more that we can see that in our lives. And let's bring that fire up towards the shoulders and down the arms. And then feeling at the edge of your fingertips, this sort of spark. And sometimes all we need is a spark to start something new, to start, to move out of hesitation. And bringing that fire all the way back up the arms, through the shoulders, towards the neck, coming at the back of the spine, up the head and just down the body. Imagining this kind of golden, luminous light, fire. And bringing that element here in the body today. Finding you're breathing it in, finding you're breathing in that golden light, and as you exhale, imagine you're exhaling the sort of rejuvenation, the sort of stagnation that we've left behind, that it's carried through the body. So we store so many things, some good, some bad. And this fire allows us to burn away those things that we don't need, those things that do not serve us. And so imagine that coming out using our exhale. Imagine inviting more of that fire to fill in those spaces that we have let go of, to create more movement and more passion. We can start letting go of our fingers and just opening our palms up to the sky. Again, finding this inviting energy. And why? Because we are inviting those opportunities now that we are here, bursting with life into our lives, because we are ready for the challenge. And in a sense, challenges in our lives never end. And it is about us building the resilience, the perspective to look at those challenges and face them. Now, as you inhale, I want you to imagine that fire come from the base of the spine up all the way to the tip. And again, exhaling that which we do not need. Let's do this 3 times together. Inhale from the base of the spine up towards the tip. Exhaling that which we do not need. 2 more, inhale, base up, wing the chest wherever you are. Exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And then if you're sitting up and if you're lying down, it's okay. But if you're sitting up, just bring your chin towards the chest a little bit, like you're slightly bowing. Keeping that breath and bringing the shoulders away from the ears, you create that space. Remember that tension in the body is from a build-up of many things, of not always the greatest postures, of a lot of worry and anxiety, a lot of overthinking. That is where we store tension here in the body. So we use this meditation to let that go. And we use this as a platform, as a space to ground, connect together as well. We're going to keep that breath. Remember keeping the breath alive. Remember that that is our point of focus. And we will end with a little bit of a guided or more guided meditation. Something to enliven our spirit and our body even more. Our cells are born out of survival. The smallest living thing in the human body, and yet so integral. When we hesitate, it does not. It knows without question the steps it must take to maximize its survival, and that of what it works so hard for, us. Our experiences, our darkest and our fondest experiences are stored here. And as time shows us the suns and the moons on different planes, new pathways emerge. And we are continually asked to pick which side we want to be on, who we want to be. Our neural networks are not biased to the input. It gets used to the things that we ourselves focus on. It creates these habits, these quick fixes, and quick pick-me-ups to expend less energy doing what it thinks it needs to. This all basically means that with time, we can override our own neural networks to fight for the body in a way that only encourages our mental framework. The more we are in it, the deeper we are connected to that which we habitually use, to that which we favor. The way we train the brain is by inputting enough new experiences, challenges, to force our networks to try something new, to be active instead of passive in its process. It is, like all things, a fine line of balance. If we are constantly in motion, in novelty, in innovation, we will burn our fire at both ends, and we will have vaporized the water needed to tame the flame, to keep creativity flowing. If we get too comfortable, too habitual, we drown out our fire, and we are without a spark to ignite. With no spark, we have no way of keeping the fire alive. It is a complex network, and yet the more we understand it, the more simple it seems. Balance is in the heart of everything. That the energy we carry in ourselves, the memory we carry in ourselves, that is divided, split, multiplied, be so that we are feeding ourselves, nourishing ourselves to live and reside in a body and mind that is invigorated and alive, that has a potent life force, one that flows freely, not too fast so that we do not have the chance to keep up, and not too slow to be dragging weight wherever we go. With patience and due diligence, we can turn the wheels in motion in a body that is bursting with the elements, all working together to achieve equilibrium, to achieve balance. Coming back to the body, again noticing the subtle changes here, Noticing where our breath is now and where it was when we started. Taking another deeper breath in, deeper breath out. And meditation goes to show that we do not need a lot of time to come into a grounding space, a space where time is irrelevant and being is over or overrides doing. Let us start to flicker in the fingers. Maybe if we're lying down, we can move into the toes. Reminding ourselves of our life. And then just taking a moment here to feel into, again, the differences between where we have come from, where we started, and here. Bringing the palms together, remembering that fire between the two hands, and bringing the palms towards your heart. And fire is one element that we have practiced here. And yet we need all the elements to balance, because too much fire is not a good thing, and too little fire is also not a good thing, and is so, again, coming back to balance of all the elements to provide us with peace and resilience in this crazy times of change, of continuous evolution and adaptation. So remember this fire whenever we feel like we need a little bit more energy, we're feeling a little bit, the weather is dark outside. Can we light this? Even just for 1 minute. Bring our palms together to our heart and remember our fire. Namaste. And slowly letting the arms just drop to the side. And wherever you are, just taking the breath and maybe moving a little bit really slowly the body. Just kind of inviting a little bit more movement. We have decreased our temperature because we have brought water as well in the body in this practice, hence the balance between that and fire. And yeah, we'll always take a little bit slow for the next hour. But I hope you enjoyed that. You can flicker the eyes open if they're closed. And I always know that we all feel a little bit zen after guided meditation. I hope for those of you that tried it, it's very different and fairly challenging for something that feels simple. Hope you all have a really, really good day, and hope to see some of you on the mat next week.